What is up, everybody? Welcome to Season 2 of our Pro Cyclist mode, where Vladimir Saracen has switched teams to Saint-Michel Mavic Albert 93. It's a mouthful of a name, but they did get promoted to Conti Pro. They've signed Vladimir Saracen, Leo Bizio, Romain Cardiz. We'll go Cardiz. Got re-signed. They signed Lucas Grolier, Alain Jossome, and I think that was it. So it's a pretty thin squad for Conti Pro, but we're going to see what we can get into this year. But in the off season, we did manage to level up. Got ourselves to level 8, which gives us a skill point and a choice of attribute improvement. And as you'll see, our next level will give us access to races in the World Tour. But as it is the off season, unfortunately, we can only put points into Puncher, and since we can't train, the gains are going to be incredibly minimal. But at least our stamina and resistance will get a point. Hills up to 78 isn't bad either. There's just really no other choice. And our skill point will be going into maxing out training. We'll have less buildup of tiredness beyond 80% preparation and 1 extra time slot in specific preparation weeks. And for our first race of the season, we have the Grand Prix Cyclist Les Marseillais. Sorry to any French people watching this, I'm going to butcher everything I say. But we're going to be doing whatever our race director tells us to do. This is a 155.7 kilometer hilly stage, which it looks like we should be good for this. But there are some heavy hitters standing in our way. Mari van Sevenon, Christian Sparagli, Kevin Genitz, Pierre Latour, Victor Lefay. We're going to have our work cut out, but we're going to see if we can make an instant impact on our new team. And we are considered the leader outsider for our team this race, so our objective is going to be to finish in the top 10. Seems like it should be doable, but we'll have to find out if we can catch whatever early breakaway gets away. And here, with about 28k left, there are some moves being made by some very strong riders, so we're going to have to set our own pace to try and close up. Yorostobov is our domestique right now, but we have plenty of stamina. This shouldn't be a problem. We are closing in on that front group slowly but surely, and our stamina is probably going to be a lot better than theirs, so not too worried at this moment in time. And with 13k left to go, we are catching this front group. Our stamina is a little worse for wear, but we do have enough to make an attack up this last little hill, and I think that's what we're going to do. We can follow everybody as the speed freaks out a little bit, but we're going to go over the top. We have 3 in front of us. The top 10's our objective, so we're feeling pretty good right about now. We've got 16 people in this little chasing group with us, and we're going to slow it down here for the end. 5 kilometers left to go. We're going to take our energy gel, and it looks like Joey Rosskopf is going to prove a little bit too much for us, but maybe on this last sprint we can catch up to him. Our yellow bar's going down pretty fast, but have about 1.4, 1.3 left to go. We'll launch our sprint as we run out of stamina, and we are going to miss our first objective of a top 10 in the Grand Prix Cyclist Les Marseillais. But encouraging signs. This wasn't perfectly suited for us with that little run in at the end, but 15th place, not too bad, just behind Mathieu Burgado. And it's the Chinese rider, Jianjing Liu, from China Glory, who wins it. Didn't expect that, but the early breakaway gets another one. So a little unfortunate for us there, but we do turn our focus to the Etoile de Bessèges. It's going to be a 5-stage race, and we're going to start off flat. Little kick up there at the end. Unless our acceleration can pull us through, we're pretty much useless here, so we'll see what happens. And we will be in the role of teammate today, which is probably the best call. Got to work at the head of the group for 25 kilometers, and we'll try and get that out of the way early, and I'll see you at the end of the stage. And we pick back up here with 8.5k left to go. We're on the wheel of Romain Cardiz, just catching the end of the breakaway. And with 5k left, we're going to pop our energy gel and see if we can't go for this. Gonna set it up to 87, make our way through the group, and right at the base of this hill, we are going to launch our sprint as we try to come around. But it looks like it's going to be Georg Zimmermann, Rasmus Tiller, but a first top 10 for us in Etoile de Bessèges. That's going to put us on good footing for the rest of the tour. And for stage 2, it looks like more of the same. A nice little flat stage. There are some best climber points to pick up, though. We'll have to see if that interests me as the stage goes along. But for right now, I think we're just going to try and power through the flat stages to get to the good ones. And it looks like the race director and I had the same idea, as we're going to be a Barrador for today. Going to try and get into the breakaway and see if we can steal some of these best climber points. And luckily, we were able to establish ourselves in the breakaway. Looks like we're probably going to be the strongest, and we've got the first Category 2 climb coming up. So we're definitely going to be fighting for those points. And right now, we've got 2.8k to the top. We're going to set our own pace, see if we can wear these guys down a little bit. And with about 1.4, 1.3, I think we're gonna, no, let's wait a little bit. About 1k to go, we're gonna launch our attack. Nobody's on our wheel. We can dare them to try and come around us for these points. Looks like Scott is up for it the most, and he will beat us just to the line. But 4 points for us will move us into second place, and we have a couple Category 1s coming up. And at the base of the first Category 1 climb, some attacks start to come in. We're about 3.5 from the top, and we're going to make this a little harder on Scott this time, as they start ramping up their efforts a little bit. And we're going to put in a little move of our own. I think this pace is going to be hard to follow for anybody behind us. We're going to launch our sprint at about the same time. But Scott, they're just way too strong for me. I thought my hill stat would help this out a little bit, but we come across the line in fourth. But thankfully, we do have one more shot at getting points today, as the attacks come before the start of the climb. We're not going to get baited into doing that. But maybe right here at the base we can make a little attack as soon as they all sit up. We're going to keep using our energy intermittently. It looks like they're having a hard time following. We do have a little gap. Can set our effort to 85. See if they can close us towards the end as we attack over the line and come in first for those sweet, sweet mountain points. And we did end up getting caught before the line, but there's a sprint finish to be had, and I'm never one to shy away from throwing my hat in the ring for no reason. So with 4.5k left to go, we are on the wheel of Romain Cardiz, our best sprinter, as it looks like Cofidis is laying down the pace, and it looks like it might be a little too much for us to handle. I mean, we're not going to win the stage or anything, but it's always fun just to have a little dig and see what you can do. So we're going to start our sprint a little early since it's downhill, and we're going to run out of stamina as soon as this hill kicks up. But if we had timed that right, it looked like we would have been in there with a shot, as Luca Mazzato comes across the line for the win, followed by Rasmus Tiller and Alexis Reynard. And De Beaumarchais comes in 6th for us as we make it another top 10, finishing 9th, just in front of Romain Cardis. And we do end up in the blue jersey, 18 points, best climber, just ahead of Jean-Louis Lenny. And we're going to look to make that our own in the coming stages. And for stage 3, there are 36 mountains points up for grabs, so we're going to be looking to get into the breakaway. We're also 6th place in GC, so I don't know if they'll let us go, but I also don't know if they're going to spend enough energy to get over this first hill with us attacking. And we were able to get away up that first climb, but Rivard on our wheel, Tony Galopin out a little in front of us with 3K to go to the top of the climb. As long as we come in that top 3 for these mountains points today, I think we can get a nice solid grasp on this blue jersey. So we're coming up with 1.5K left to go to the top, full stamina. We've got a group that's just joined us, and with 1K to go, we're going to attack the Tony Galopin, trying to keep up with us. LaRue trying to come around, but just runs out of the stamina at the last. And we will come across in 2nd place, which will get us an 8-point lead in the blue jersey race. And we're about 9K away from the second sprint for these mountains points. And this is the biggest incline. Looks like that's going to be more of a sprint, probably not going to be for us. But we got Goossens leading the way up here. We've got 3.5 minutes over the rest of the field, which isn't too bad. It doesn't look like they're closing us down way too quickly, but this is only a category 2 climb, so we're not going to burn ourselves out trying to get this. The second category 1 climb is what we're really aiming for. But with 2K left, we'll slow it down a little bit, and it really is just basically a flat sprint as we'll come up and attack. I don't think we're going to catch them, so we'll reset our effort. Still up by 8 points over Jean-Louis Lenny, so there's nothing to be too worried about right now. Galopin looks like he's down in about 6th place. And we are about 5K away from the top of this second category 1 climb. Getting there first is going to be worth about 10 points, which is music to our ears. Stamina not looking the best, but that's to be expected after a hard day in the break. With 3K left, we're going to go ahead and move our effort up to 85 and see if we can attack early and make them use a little bit of their stamina before we get into a sprint. As Galopin easily follows our wheel, we're going to have to save a little bit, but yeah, I think we just mistimed it. Maybe don't have enough stamina to get up there today, but it looks like we're coming back. Galopin does finish just in front of us, so we're not going to be able to pick up many points there. We picked up 4. Goossens is at 20. That's not the best, because if he makes it over that last category 1 climb, we will be tied. And unfortunately, we have cracked at the hill just before the last category 1 climb. So have Tony Galopin and LaRue, so Goossens will look to make that last climb his own. The peloton only a minute and a half back, so if they caught him before the top of that climb, that would help us out quite a bit. And with about 4K left to go to the top of that last category 1 climb, we're just gonna look to take it easy, manage our effort, try to get over in 4th. I think we do get 4 points for coming in 4th. Just don't want to crack. Well, it looks like the peloton's gonna catch us anyway. So it looks like going into stage 4, we will be tied with Goossens for that blue jersey. And we do come across the line. We'll throw in a cheeky little sprint in 117th place. Not a great day for us. And as we can see, gonna retain the blue jersey. I will be wearing it in stage 4, but Kobe Goossens tied with us with 30 points. Really closed the gap today. And that will do it for this first episode of the new season with our new team, Saint Michel Albert. Come check out next episode to see if we can defend our blue jersey against Kobe Goosens. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to leave a like, to subscribe if you want to see more. We also have our Team Sky career mode, which we will be releasing a new episode of every week. And I wanted to thank you for all the support again, for everything. It's been overwhelming. But thank you, and I'll see you later.